Here we go! 1, 2, 1, 2, Wolf Kassemg. You know it. Sing it, dog. When the kids go to sleep, dreams and memories. When the kids go to sleep.
Here it is. Here's the side.
Kassemg,
What
we
is
need
that?
to do our theme song every day.
$15 at Kinko's for this?
No, dude, we
No.
had a girl send it in to us.
Oh.
You can submit your own banner. Oh, my nose itches.
She made this.
I mean, somebody's talking about you.
She must
somewhere.
work at Kinko's.
She has an Etsy.
How else would she do that?
She's like a professional art person. She does crafts and stuff. She has like a whole other things.
What's her name?
Danielle.
Ah, damn it. I was hoping you would know. Oh, good job, Danielle.
Good job, Danielle. But yeah, there's a P.O. box below. If you want to submit a banner, we'll use it. We used one last week. It was like a Halloween-themed one, but this one's like profesh, right? It has a moon on it. That's like very profesh.
Moons are professional.
All right, well, welcome to the podcast. This is episode 81 of When the Kids Go to Sleep right here at Maker Studios in Los Angeles, California. Special guest today, Kassemg.
Hey, thanks for having me. Hey.
You know what? I think this is our first...
This is my second time on
this
the
is
show.
our first repeat guest.
Oh, really?
yeah.
You guys have gone this whole time? I'm top of the order?
Yeah,
Yeah.
dude.
Nice.
You're our first repeat guest.
Very
true.
cool.
Very
Very cool.
nice.
Hi, everyone. I'm reading all your things in the comments. It's very...
We're
very
chatting
I'm
on
Very.
TV
I'm
here.
engaged with you.
Hey, I was gonna say, dude.
Oh, you're
remember
selling
this?
something.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, this
I took-
I actually bought last. I didn't buy it. I got free
Yeah.
shade tar, and I used it though.
Did you really use it?
Well, I mean, I don't
Yeah.
use calendars.
It's
that
a good
much,
calendar,
but
man.
It's got pictures.
This
on
is
it.
a good,
He uses it as
sturdy,
his planner.
high-quality calendar. I took this picture of Kassemg with my iPhone in Florida
Oh, yeah.
at Charles and Allie's wedding.
You can kind of tell because the res isn't too great
You're
when
right.
it's blown up, but
Yeah.
like
Yeah.
It's a
but
good
on
picture.
an iPhone screen. That
It
was
looks really
great.
good.
it looked really.
It got to the popular page on Instagram. I'm
That's
just
my
saying.
that's my suit.
your
I
silhouette.
look so good in suits.
He does.
I should be wearing one right now.
Looks
You
so
should have
good
come in with
suit.
this.
What?
suit.
I can't know that I
You
look
should
good
come
in suits.
to our photo shoot for the next one in your suit.
We do. We need like an
Oh.
We need
updated
another
version for
one.
the next calendar.
But then I have to see your family.
Come on,
see the kids.
2014
Nasty.
Kassemg suit.
So we
Card.
are doing pre-orders for the new Shade
I'll
Tards
be in it.
2013
As long as you
calendar.
put my birthday. I got a lot of people on my birthday this year that were like,
Because-
"Hey, I know it's your
We
birthday."
are
Because
going to get all the birthdays right this year, we decided.
Yeah.
did you get them wrong last year?
We forgot my dad's
We didn't even get or
and my
Logan's.
brother's. We didn't even put them
What
in the
were
calendar.
we not thinking?
We were not thinking.
Is anyone in the chat? Is there still anyone in the chat? Holy viewers!
There's 763.
Did you tweet or something,
I
or-
retweeted the thing.
Oh,
yeah.
should I retweet?
You don't
Is
have
that
to.
good?
No, I don't want too many people to know because we were worried if we do the live show that people wouldn't watch it once we upload it on YouTube.
Oh,
So this is like special. It's like a special
This is a
crew.
special VIP
Yeah.
party.
It's a VIP
Okay.
party.
Well, thanks for having me back. Let's see. What have I been doing? Tell
us about your life.
YouTube.com/Kassemg. No, I haven't been doing anything.
Dude, your California on Comic-Con blew up. Is it like 13
Oh
million
yeah.
views?
It's the picture of my nose like in this girl's
cleavage, yeah.
That's the
Well, that'll
thumbnail.
get him. Every
That'll
time.
get him. That and great inside content.
Who
That's
doesn't
very
love
funny.
the smell of boobs? You know,
Ew.
No, hers smelled fine.
it smelled good.
Yeah. 15 million views. I just saw it
15?
this morning.
Is it 15?
Because I don't know what happened to it because I kind of just uploaded it and then forgot about it.
Right.
And then I was checking
You
this
lucky
morning. I was
dog,
like,
you.
why do I need to get a regular job now? And I was looking at I was looking at all my views and I was like, oh, that one had 15. I think that's
Yeah.
the most I've ever gotten.
It
on
killed
a-
it. It killed it.
on a
That's
video.
awesome.
Well, you know, I always used to be like, I deserve it because everyone like Shay. Remember when Shay would have videos that just like went crazy?
Right.
Because there would be like a homepage thing.
Right.
They're like,
Totally.
I never had that happen to me.
Yeah.
So I was like, I deserve this.
You,
Yes.
you do.
You do.
I don't think I have a video that has that many.
Oh,
That many
hot
views?
chicks lifting.
Oh, right.
It's like
There's a few.
Guy lifts hot chick.
There's a few that
That's-
have like blew up. Yeah. Well, no, I think my most viewed video is fat kid dies skateboarding.
But
I think that's
15
at like
million?
12
I mean,
million.
not.
But I mean, that's a legitimate
That's-
video. You
I
have,
mean,
like,
well,
a
it's
funny video.
legitimate. Yeah.
Yeah.
It's legitimately offensive. And I
But
don't.
you can't
Yeah,
ever
let's
miss Comic Con
Kassemg.
now, right? Like that's
no,
your
I don't.
go-to.
Well, I don't want to. I
Yeah.
have a lot of fun. It is
Yeah.
really stressful. Well, this one was really stressful because I was in New Orleans shooting
A movie.
and
Shooting a
I had to
movie.
fly. The only way I could agree to do the movie was if I could leave and then go to Comic Con and then
Come back.
and shoot that and then come
Oh,
back.
nice.
So like I had this really stressful weekend where I had to fly in to San Diego and I had like 2 less days to shoot than I normally did. Because normally I go to Comic-Con every day, and then I get all the footage, and then I condense it into like a 36-second video, which is really funny. But this one I had to kind of go balls to the walls. And it was really tiring, and I remember just, I'm like, oh, God, this sucks. And then it got 15 million views. I'm like, oh, yeah, that's why.
It wasn't so bad.
That's great.
That wasn't so
worth
bad.
it.
But,
So tell us when the movie's coming out. Can you tell us?
I think it's next September,
Can you tell us
2013.
what else can you tell us about it?
Well, I can tell you the movie's called Aztec Warrior.
Are you a warrior?
No.
Are you in a loincloth?
No. Do you
Colette,
want?
That's what Aztecs
Keep
wear.
your
touch my chest
perversion
hair?
to yourself.
No, I'm
Clem
not
was
touching.
touching Kassem's hairy chest before we started
Not-
the show.
Should I just take the shirt
I
off?
touched his chest hair against my will.
That was not something you would normally do. I made you do that. Everyone's clear on that. Okay, so it's called Aztec Warrior, and it stars Luis Guzman, who's one of my favorite actors. He's like he's in every movie. Just look at his face. A lot of people don't know the name to the face, but if you Google the face, you'll be like, "Oh, that guy! I love that guy."
He's
in that thing.
in that movie. That
Yeah, but he's like one of the most talented dudes, and he's like the same guy off camera as he is
Cool.
on camera.
That's
It's like,
Okay, yeah, that
cool,
guy.
man.
I got it.
Yeah,
We
look,
got
there's
it.
a million of them. right
okay,
there.
That's
okay.
Luis
yeah.
Guzman. Yeah, so he plays a
cool.
a down and out luchador wrestler.
All right.
That's all I'm gonna really say.
Nice.
That's
It's,
all I'm gonna say.
It was directed by the guy who did Black Dynamite, which is also a really funny movie if you haven't seen it. And I think it's gonna. I don't know if it's gonna be good. I hope, because I'm in it. And
Well, did you do a good job?
No, I mean I don't. Hopefully they'll cut me down enough to where you won't even notice how bad I am. I'll just be
Shut up.
like I think Kassemg. Oh, don't start
The
playing.
audience.
Get Brett off this. This stupid sound effects.
Terry Crews is in it too.
Terry Crews
Oh,
is
he
in it.
is?
Yeah, but I do the 1 week or 1 week I wasn't shooting. I kind of had an off week. He was there, and he was there at
So you
7 in the
missed him?
morning. So I
Yeah.
didn't. I wish I would had enough. I'm
So
gonna
did
go
you
meet
have a
Terry
bigger
today.
part in it than he did?
I'm in more of it than he is, but he definitely has a bigger, a better. Just he's great in it.
He's big and strong.
killed it. He's just so funny and big, and you guys had him on the podcast.
Yeah,
I heard.
yeah,
I
he's great.
actually listened to that one.
Well, thank you
preparation
for
for this
actually
one.
listening
Yeah.
to that one.
Yeah.
It was one of our best ones, I think.
I think
like
it
that
was a
one.
good, he was really great.
Yeah, he's
kept
good.
the energy up.
Yeah.
And I'm gonna try and do the opposite today.
Bringing it down. Should we try to take a caller real quick?
Oh, yeah.
Let's try to take
Yeah,
a
I see
caller
Callers.
Can
and
we
see
talk
if
to
somebody
ladies?
has
They're
a.
totally legit.
Can we talk to Major Babe?
See if it's a major
No.
babe with a question for Kassemg. Calling in right here on the When the Kids Go to Sleep podcast. Don't forget to download the link on iTunes.
For free.
Let's see. We're gonna take
Free.
Saren McGregor.
I don't like the way that makes me look.
I know it's weird.
You look great, bro. Uh-oh. We just crashed.
And we have a crash.
That
Cool.
sucks.
So we're still on the air though.
Are we still on Blog
Oh,
TV?
Okay.
Yeah, we're just switching from
Good.
Nick's computer back to mine.
They have like
Aw,
8 computers over there,
man.
so they have to switch
Hey,
screens.
why is there
We're-
so many problems on this show?
We're working on the bugs,
Dude,
yo.
technology is only all
Mm.
right, so today we do have a theme other than just like chit-chatting about our how long have we been friends now, Kassemg?
Too long.
That's on hands.
It's been 4 or 5 years.
I remember one time
It's been 5, 6 years.
me and Kassemg were
We
we
sitting.
met on Blog TV.
We did.
Oh!
True story.
we've come full
Whoa!
circle.
And now
True
there's
story.
6 people on Blog TV.
Look at that.
I'm talking
That
so
is
much
true.
trash. Look, there's 700, there's 800, there's 700.
66
There's a lot of
people there.
I think the first time I remember seeing you was in like a, oh gosh, why can't I think of his name?
Mr. Safety.
Yes, thank you.
Yeah,
I didn't Mr. Safety
Safety.
that was
video.
my beginnings, my my roots.
Yep.
That's where he
Mr.
came
Safety.
from.
And she was like,
Corey
check out
Williams.
this Kassemg, he's so funny. I'm like, Kassemg?
Why
What
would
kind
you?
of a name is Kassemg?
I already rubbed you the wrong way. You heard my name, and then you were already
like-
turned off.
He sounds like a
Kassemg
foreigner.
sucks.
I don't like him.
That's not true.
Sucks,
Sounds-
dude. I do nothing but support you and your
He sounds
giant family.
Persian. I bet you his arms are hairy.
Kassemg.
Do
We
people
love
know
you.
Blake shoots
You
this
know
show?
we love you.
Yeah.
Hi,
You guys
Blake.
know Blake shoots us. B. O'Neill.
Yeah. He's
Okay, so
super
today
hot.
our theme is dreams, fiction, fantasy. We're gonna be talking about aliens, lucid dreaming, all kinds of stuff. Kassemg,
Brett asked me. He's like, on Friday he emailed me. He's like, "Do you want to be on Shay's podcast?" I'm like, "Sure, whatever." He's like, or no, he said, "Do you want to be on Shay's podcast anytime?" I was like, "Sure." He's like, "Great, you're booked for Monday. We're talking aliens."
And then
He tried to make it as easy. He tried to make it as easy as possible.
Just
for me.
whenever. Monday, be
Yeah.
there at 11:30.
Monday, we're talking aliens.
Yeah.
I was like,
We're talking
I have to go.
aliens.
I have to go now.
So talk to us about your new friendship with Giorgio of Ancient Aliens.
Yeah, the dude's my friend. I love
Right?
him.
Right.
Yeah. I think he's really creeped out by me because I reached out to him and I went and
Yeah.
saw him talk at some like alien panel. He's a guy that hosts Ancient Aliens, a show, which is like
I didn't
I think
realize that.
more entertainment than fact, but like it's really interesting and I thought it was funny and fun and I went and saw him speak at a thing and then I don't forget how we became friends. I'm sure I just kept pestering him and then and now sometimes he comes over to my house and brings me like treats, like little like alien
Alien
toys
dog
and
treats?
swag. And
He brings you alien swag.
So
swag.
I feel
swag
like
is
Swag?
different.
Swag. What-
Which one's the weed?
Swag.
Swag?
I don't know.
swag?
Yeah.
Swag?
I didn't
Maybe
know
I'm
there was
asking
a
the wrong
difference.
audience. Baby
Blake would
formula.
know.
Which one's the weed?
That's not true. I remember one time I said something about, what were we talking
Look,
about?
there's a
Blake?
pot leaf right here
We're
on
not,
Oh, there
we're
it
not
is.
always appropriate.
She
knows
smokes pot. Look at this.
That's
What
from
is
that's
going
that's
on?
my gifties. Oh, people can gift you things. On,
Oh, they gave you pot.
They gave me I got a fist.
Love,
a
love,
thing.
Somebody
love.
said swaggy. That person's high right now.
Oh, somebody in the chat. Okay, so let's
Yeah.
go to Twitter. Nick Carolo, big red light bulb, asked,
Nick Carollo. If you're gonna say the man's name.
what did I say? Carollo?
Yeah.
Carallo. Carallo.
Dude, do you remember when we were on Adam Carolla's podcast and he kept saying your name wrong? Did that piss you off?
No, I don't blame anyone for getting my name
Yeah.
wrong.
I was.
But if they do it
bugged
multiple
me.
times, does it bother you?
It bugged me when he was saying your name wrong.
No, I usually correct him. Did I not correct him?
You did, but I think you corrected him once and then he said it the wrong way again, and that's why I was like, freaking get us.
Look, it's no problem.
It's no problem.
I'm not. I don't take offense.
Listen,
to it. I
Adam
have a
Carolla,
weird name.
I want to leg wrestle you. Okay, so do you believe in aliens or other life forms outside the Earth? Do you? I mean, if you do, yeah, you believe in aliens.
Well, I mean, I'm very open-minded, and I do watch a lot of alien shows, mainly because I just don't have any other interests that could take my time. And I've always been into aliens. I remember seeing the movie Fire in the Sky when I was a kid,
Yeah, dude.
I don't think
and
I
it
saw that
scared the
But Jesus.
out of me.
one. The crystal pea.
I remember.
I was. Can I say that? No.
Yeah, whatever. You can say. Don't swear.
Well, you just did, Kassemg.
So me and Kassemg had this discussion the other day. We were in my truck or something. I think we are going to get our motorcycle driver's licenses. And you talked about, which I thought was an interesting concept, that there's an alien race or that there's these whole societies that have kind of like progressed past us that are,
They could have been. We could. Yeah.
Right, that they have
it's a
like
possibility.
advanced technology and they are kind of like waiting for us to progress and they have our best interest in mind and they want us to like come to their level. Is that what you're kind of talking about?
Well, I remember us. Yeah, I mean, I think that was right after I started watching a bunch of videos by this guy Bob Dean, who's like Bob Dean is a retired guy who was in, I think, the Army or Navy. I think it's the Army, and he said he had like all this top secret clear. Nobody knows if this guy's sane or not.
It's
but
like, isn't there like the top secret like
Roswell, all that kind of stuff.
yeah, he said he worked for like a lot of black projects, which they're like top secret. They're not like Tyler
Yeah.
Perry movies, but there's a lot of top secret black projects that he worked on, and he was sharing all of this information that he supposedly had. Like he's been aboard ships, and there's multiple races of aliens that he's met, and all this stuff. And I was
So
like,
he's actually
I
met
watched
them. Like he
That's what he
claims
says.
to have already met
Yeah. And then like
aliens.
18 hours of YouTube videos later, I was like, I started believing it. Like
Mm-hmm.
I had to like shut all my windows at night. And, like,
Well, I believe in aliens.
yeah, it was
But I
just
don't-
interesting. I don't know how seriously I even take it, but I know that I enjoy listening and hearing and
Right.
doing that.
I believe in aliens, but I don't believe in aliens in the traditional form that. Hi, do we have somebody on the show?
We have a caller. Oh, there's a caller.
Let's go to her. Can you hear us?
Yes, I can hear you.
Oh, welcome.
What's going
Hi.
on?
Lovely to see you.
Sorry, that just surprised me. I'm like, oh, there's somebody else in the room.
How do you say your name? Is it Saren?
Different people pronounce it differently, but yeah, Saren's like pretty common.
How do you
What's your
pronounce
last
it?
name?
Mugurjichin.
Oh, you're Armenian. Welcome.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Where do you live?
I actually live in Glendale, California.
Of course.
No
I know for people that don't know, Glendale's like the Armenian capital of the world.
It is?
Yeah.
That's awesome.
And if you go there, there's like, it's a great time.
It's a great
Yeah. It's thick in Armenians. It's great.
So, Saren, do you believe in aliens?
I do actually.
What do you think they look like? If you were to see an alien, like what is their purpose? Like the normal alien that exists wherever he exists on whatever planet or whatever ship, what is he doing right now, and what is his purpose? Like, is he like, oh, I gotta listen to alien music this morning? Like, what do aliens do? And what do they look like? Do they look like the weird-headed things that we see in like TV and movies?
I've watched a show about aliens where people talked about how they've seen them, and what they showed was like aluminum foil looking bodies.
That's interesting.
Well, I don't know what you were watching, but I got a couple theories on this.
Let's hear it.
There's a lot of people when they see the little gray aliens.
Yeah.
They're like, oh, they're all gray and they've got big eyes. That's just their spacesuit, guys.
Oh,
Okay? They need
interesting.
spacesuits just like the rest of us to be able
Right.
to breathe in our atmosphere. Now, you take the spacesuit off, you've got a real creature on your hands.
What do they look like under their thing?
Who knows? They may look like
I
Lake,
feel like
short and country.
short and country.
Tight jeans?
They could look like Raph, like he was in that one of the Robert De Niro movies.
I think they. Do you think aliens look like us? Do you think there's like other races of people
I
who
think
look
there's
like
other
us?
races of people.
Some-
That's what I think.
some
I don't know
people-
that there's like the traditional form of aliens that have like one eye
Yeah.
and they're creepy looking, but I think that there's other races of humanity.
Maybe they think
that
we
live-
look creepy.
Well, they
Outside
say
of the Earth.
we were made in their image.
right.
You know how that sometimes has some biblical.
Yeah.
Yes.
Like a lot of the whole ancient aliens theory is like everything that was told in the Bible and before then is just all stories of actual aliens that came to visit us, and then it's been like filtered and
Right.
and
turned
people-
into God.
turned into God and things
Yeah.
like this, and that's their whole basis. So they think that a lot of the passages and things in the Bible, like we were built in their image, they actually kind of maybe do look like us. And then in the movie Prometheus, I don't know if you saw that.
I did not.
Touch my chest hair.
I don't want to.
They do. If you look, the engineers in Prometheus, dude, I'm being such a stupid nerd right now. But they're like big versions of us, and they even even like sculptures that we made, like
previously,
like
yeah.
Michelangelo's
Like the
David.
David, yeah.
They're all very
interesting.
sculpted.
Muscular and stuff.
Who knows?
That's interesting because
Who knows?
what some people will call like God and like prophets who said they seen angels. We believe in Joseph Smith that he saw God and Jesus Christ. You said even that you saw on one of these alien shows that they think that those were just aliens.
Yeah,
who
Giorgio
visited.
and his cronies, these ancient alien cronies, think that Joseph Smith was visited by aliens, and he was given these tablets,
These
right?
plates,
These
right.
plates, and
That's interesting.
And that was like a more modern take.
Right on what could have happened.
So, Saren,
Does that
do you think
offend
we're
you?
crazy?
No.
No,
Offend
it doesn't
you? No.
offend me at
That's what I
all.
said.
No, I like to hear that because I feel like I'm like, yeah, you're just calling it different than what we call
Yeah,
it. But I
tomatoes,
really,
tomatoes.
I
It's-
really do believe that there
Sorry.
are other people out there that exist that they know about us. They've just progressed past where we are at right now. What do you think, Saren?
I think that's true. Like there are different
So it leads me to my
forms
next
of,
question.
like,
Will you be baptized as a member of the Church of Jesus
Oh
Christ of
my
Latter-day
God! This whole thing's paid for by Romney.
You guys are crazy.
Dude,
I am
I
baptized.
knew this was gonna be happening.
You know
I'm just in a
She just said she is
Republican
baptized.
You're baptized?
bait
Okay.
and switch game.
Yeah.
Okay. All right. Well, look, we can really talk about aliens if you want.
Let's do.
Or
Let's do.
we can, I feel like a super
Well,
dork.
you know what's interesting is that right now, when this goes up, there's a new president.
I know
Oh.
that's
Who do you
true.
think,
we
who do you
don't
think
know
it's going to
who
be?
it is.
Because we're filming this on Monday,
Oh,
but
no.
tomorrow's the election. Do you think Romney or Obama is the president?
know.
If you were to guess,
I'm really worried about my fantasy football score tonight. Like it's Monday night. I had a great fantasy day yesterday. Doug Martin scored 52
Oh
points.
my goodness.
you have a
One
fantasy-
guy scores 52
That's
points.
good. That's a
Dude,
good
some
day.
guys don't even
That's
score
pretty good.
52 on their whole roster.
Roster.
Okay, so here I am sitting pretty. I got 3 starters going tonight, Monday night. Okay, Saints, Philly.
Big. It's a big day for you.
And,
And
I
he's
believe
not
in aliens.
worried about Obama or Romney.
All right, Sarah.
Are you?
do you have
are
a
you
question?
old enough to vote?
Yeah, I'm 29.
No,
not you.
Saren.
Saren.
Trust me.
Yeah.
Are you voting?
Yes, I am.
Who are you voting for? Will you
You
tell
don't
us?
Who
have
are
to tell us.
You don't have to tell us if you,
You
don't want,
don't
but you
have
can
to
tell
tell
us the majority of Armenians are voting for
Who?
I don't know if I should say.
That's a
Say,
pretty
you
good
can say it.
It's
generalization.
Obama. I say it's Obama.
It's
It's
Obama.
got to be
You can
Obama.
say Obama?
Yeah.
Yeah. Because here's the problem. Romney's like he's like so white and Aryan that like
Too white.
Armenian people, and I identify with them because I am a man of color. That I would want the person I could kind of identify with
Relate
the most. Like
to, yeah.
Barack's a half black man, and he's gone through a lot of things that I feel like I might have gone through.
Yeah.
Romney was just born like he was just born in a white. Just a
Silver
white-
spoon.
Actually,
There's a
he's
giant
half-
silver spoon.
He's
They
half
caught him.
Mexican.
Right.
You
Right?
know this?
Yeah. No. Yeah. His family's from Mexico.
I
yeah.
watched a whole documentary
Yeah.
about is the Romney family in Mexico. And
They're still
and
down
they're
there.
arming themselves against the Mexican drug cartels.
They're still down there.
That was
yeah.
on Vice. I saw the same exact thing.
Vice. It was a Vice. Yeah, you guys
Yeah.
watch Vice? Great news. But there's a whole like 6-part.
Serious.
Sexy. There's a whole 6-part series. Sorry, sometimes the way she looks at me, I think she's interested. There's a whole 6-part series about how this Romney family is trying to defend against these cartel, like these people that are coming in and just flat out killing their
Yeah.
family members in
Yeah.
a town, and they have to like
Oh my
set up
goodness.
watch points and have like guards. and-
Sniper rifles. Everything.
yeah.
Doesn't it make you grateful to live in America?
All right,
Bye,
Sarah.
Sarah. It was great
Bye.
talking with
Thanks for chatting with us. Do you have a question?
you. Stay strong. Stay strong.
Wait, we didn't let her ask her question.
Are you gone?
This is awkward.
Yeah, I actually wanted to ask you guys if you can have a meetup in LA for people who can't go to VidCon.
Oh, that's a good idea.
Oh, very interesting. So now VidCon's becoming so popular that
big,
people can't
yeah.
even get
Can't even make it
tickets,
in.
and then
Right.
they can't even go to see their lame favorite internet
They're
stars.
lame.
They're super lame
They'll be there
internet
to
stars.
see you too.
Yes,
Kassemg.
You're not
Sarah,
lame.
we will have one.
That's a good idea. I never thought about that.
Yeah.
But yeah, we'll,
But there's
we'll
something
try to set
coming
that
up that will give us a reason to do one like that, and you'll
Yeah.
see. We can't announce
Oh,
it.
okay.
We can't announce it why, but there's something that we're working on that we're gonna do like a little tour of sorts.
Yeah.
So
So stay
that's coming
tuned.
down the
We'll
pipe.
let you know, but that is in the future for sure.
Thanks
So,
for calling in, Sarah.
Thank you.
Third caller.
Bye.
Yeah,
Bye.
yeah.
Bye.
Okay, so if you had one question, if you woke up tomorrow morning and there's like one of these little alien dudes and he's like, and he rips his head off and he's like, whoa, that looks kind of like Ronald Reagan, but like muscular, a David. Well, if you could ask him one question, what would it be?
Oh.
You had one
I-
question for an alien or somebody.
One
wa-
question
I
before
would
he
ask-
kills you, or one question.
I don't think they want to hurt us.
Worried?
I
don't think they
know.
wanna
Why are
hurt
you
us.
so worried? No,
They don't
they're
wanna
not
hurt
going to
us.
do that.
I don't
Okay, if
know.
they wanted
Have
to
you
do that, it
seen-
would already happened.
Yeah.
Okay, it's like an airborne virus, and
Have
we're
you
dead in
seen
like a few
Independence
days.
Day?
Right.
Listen, if I would ask him just how the universe was made, like how does all this work?
What if he
Right.
doesn't know? What if he's just like us trying to figure it out, and he's like,
Then that's still an answer to me.
Yeah.
That's still
But
an answer. in
I
this.
feel like he has an elevated level of knowledge because he's here in a different realm or on a different Earth, and he has to have more knowledge to get here. Like if he is here, like how did he just stumble on Earth in 2012? I feel like he's here because
Good point.
he was allowed to be here. See, let's get a little religious if you want for a second.
I dare you.
I dare you. So we
I'm
believe
ready.
Romney Ryan 2012. Sponsored this podcast.
he's probably president right now.
Oh,
I
please.
salute
We
you,
don't
Mr.
know.
President. I salute you.
whoever you are, we will support you.
That's okay.
Mr.
That's
President.
okay. There's a couple things I want to say. Whoever is voted president, if Obama's voted president, then I salute him. He is my president. I support because I'm more of a man of country. Like I love America, and
Right.
whoever is our president, I support 100%. If I voted for Romney or you got to do that though. I think no matter who wins, you have to
You
support
do.
that man. You have to
Because
respect
then you're
that
divided.
office.
You can't stand
Yeah.
divided.
You
Right.
do, but that's not the nature of this country. The nature is to like vote for the guy who loses and complain about it for 4 years until like you can do it again.
Let's change our nature.
Yeah.
Because this country is split. Like, as if you believe the polls that are on the news, like it's like a tight race. It's
I'm
like
so anxious to know who
49
won
to
now.
49. It's like so.
Won what?
The presidency.
But it's tomorrow.
We'll figure it out.
But going up right now, they already know. You guys
Oh,
already
this.
know.
Oh, because this is going on. Oh, I get.
this
I
is on
get.
Friday.
There's a tape
There's
delay.
a time. Yeah, tape delay. There you go.
I understand. Why? Okay, here's the other thing: is like when I'm watching all this Sandy coverage. Like I lock
Right.
myself in my house and watch like
Right.
hurricane coverage. Like it's gonna happen to me next. Like Sandy's gonna go from New York like
To
over
LA.
Canada down.
Well,
and
I
find
I think
me.
it's important though to watch and to be aware and to
Right.
like put your heart out there with the people that are going through it. You know.
Yeah, totally. I feel like
Did you donate? Did you text Red Cross?
I did the Red Cross.
Donate.
It's too easy. $10.
It's right. Well, that's so
Right.
cool though. That
And
they
my
can-
dad still pays my phone bill.
Thanks, Dad.
Dad is so generous. I texted like 100 times.
I should clear that up. It's not because I have so much. We were on this family plan since like 95. We just get too good of a break for me to
They're like
just hop and do
grandfathered
my
in,
own thing.
you know?
But then I keep adding all these things. I'm sure he's paying, like, I got my iPad. He's probably paying like $200 a month.
Dude, I guarantee that conversation is being had all over the world because kids are on Twitter and they're like, oh, I got to text Red Cross, and their parents pay the bill, and they've probably done it like 6 times, and the parents get the bill like,
We're like,
what's
what is
$60 to Red Cross? We
Oh
can't
my
afford
God.
that.
That reminds me of an embarrassing story, which I'm going to tell you may not be appropriate, but it's fine. When I was younger,
It may not be appropriate, but I'm going to tell it.
when I was younger, it was right when they changed over to cable boxes. Because before there was cable boxes, you had to have a TV guide and a remote control, and that was it. That was the only way you knew what was on. You would just go through. So when they added cable boxes, they also added, like, you could buy movies, right?
Oh, no. Here we go. He bought a porno.
I bought some pornos,
Bought a
but this
porno.
I was too young.
Whoops.
I was like in 7th grade, and I had like a dumb friend which I totally listened to and believed all the time. And
Your
he was
parents
like,
won't know.
he's
They
like,
won't see
dude,
it."
I've done it at my house. All you got to do is buy, Halloween Hotties 3. Okay, as soon as you click purchase, you unplug your cable box. Cable company will never see the charge. You get Halloween Hotties for the full
free.
90 minutes. I was like, oh my God, you've done it. You've figured it out.
You figured out the
So
secret
then, like,
to
that
life.
day, I went home. I watched, I think there was 9.
He watched
there
all
was 9 movies.
9 Halloween hotties.
And then, I watched 9 movies, and then I thought everything was cool, and I kept
Where were
unplugging
your
after every
parents?
movie. I was like, stupid
Unplug.
cable company. They'll never get me with the $16 for
$15.99 for Halloween hotties.
And then my dad comes in like 2 weeks later with the bill. He's like, I
man.
gotta talk to you.
We're going to talk about a few
You
things.
did you rent some movie? I was like, you're not supposed to know about that. I got mad at him.
Yeah, you're like mad at your
him.
dad.
I unplugged the box, Dad.
Every time.
So I
Did you
ordered a
really
lot of
explain
pornos.
that? Did you explain that to your dad? Like,
Yeah.
I thought the...
And that made him even more angry.
Right,
He was
right.
like, why are you so dumb?
Why are
Why am
you
I
so
raising such a dumb
stupid?
child?
Why'd you fall for
Oh,
this?
that's funny.
Yeah, he thought he there was another story too, but that's a little more graphic. But that's just that reminded me of that.
Have to start another channel for Kassemg stories.
Have you seen Going Deep? That's... Anyways.
Yes,
Touch
I
my
have.
chest hair.
No.
So let's go to ask any questions. We got a few more minutes. Let's run this one a little bit longer because our
I
good
have a
buddy Kassem's
question.
here. It's fun. Go ahead. If you have a question in Blog TV, leave your question now. We're gonna take a few questions from there, and Colette, go ahead, ask your question.
So, aliens, what about time travel?
Oh, okay.
Is
All
that
right, some
opening
people
up a whole new
believe
can of worms?
Some people believe, that instead of actual aliens, they're just us in the future, a more evolved human society coming back in time to observe important historical events
Interesting.
and change the future.
Really?
Did you see Looper? This
Yeah.
movie?
No, wait.
But it's that
You
butter.
both
didn't
said
see
yes,
it.
but you both
It's
didn't.
No,
that-
I remember hearing it and hearing that it was good, but I hadn't seen it
But I
yet.
know the concept.
Similar idea,
Yeah.
which some people believe, the people that are visiting us are just advanced us's coming back and trying to alter the course or just
happen.
view. Like if you could go back in time, I would go to Jesus' time,
Right.
And I
Right.
would just sit there and
You wouldn't,
I
probably
would
wouldn't say
watch.
that.
I would just watch. I'm like, there's Jesus. He's being beaten alive, and I'm
Yeah.
like, this is like real life,
Yeah.
thing.
But I don't believe that you can change. I don't think you can go back and change because that takes away from
the butterfly effect, dude. Don't you watch Ashton Kutcher movies?
Yeah, but I don't
What?
think that's a logical. I just don't think. I think it denies the experience that we gain from living. I mean, if you know what I'm saying, you gain experience from these things that
You're
we
saying
go
it
through.
takes away from what we've done.
Yeah, I think if you go back and you change it, then it's gonna change you because you're not gonna have that growth experience.
I think it's a slippery
Right.
slope. If you come back, you start changing stuff. Like who's gonna be the one to decide we can only change this and not that?
Right.
And then all of
Right.
a sudden we're walking around
Yeah.
with 4 arms like a bunch of Goros.
I do believe though that later on, if I do believe in the concept that we're able to come back and watch important events, but I don't think we're able to change things. I do think that you can come back and if you wanted to watch Abraham
That's
Lincoln,
actually a
Read
thing
your
that people
journal.
believe. Like this whole Bob Dean guy, which you guys can go Google if you're crazy enough. You can go and he talks about how he went to the civilization. They took him for weeks, but then when they brought him back, it was only 5 minutes later.
yeah.
They took him for like 6 weeks, and they showed him this library. It was a library of historical information, and you can go and watch almost like a DVR.
Right.
All
Watch
of
everything
history.
that happened.
Any,
That would be cool.
Wouldn't that be cool?
I believe that's
Joseph
true.
Smith?
Yep, I believe
Right?
that's true. You
He
know what?
did get the tablets.
I believe that our brains are actually like giant memory sticks. Like they're, you know, like you
Like a Sony memory stick?
Yeah, like you
I
you
remember
go buy
technology.
a terabyte or whatever.
remember
I believe
technology.
that our brains are actually like memory. You know, like and
I think
we
everything
we
that
won't
we've ever
forget-
done or said or
Right.
is in there. It's in
And that's
there.
how we'll be judged. If you believe in like, you know, being judged one day, like you'll go up there and God will just be like plug it into his
God will
database.
touch my
Maybe not
touch my
exactly
chest.
like that,
You're like,
but,
"Awesome, that's nice." But that everything
but you'll be able to see everything
everything
that
you've
ever
done or said is stored in your brain, even if you can't
should take
pull
a
it up or
question.
remember it right now.
Yeah, let's take a question.
Would you rather be chased by one horse-sized duck or 12 duck-sized
Why
horses?
is that, why is that
for real,
always
a real
that's
question?
always
I
the
know.
question.
I hate the pirates versus, you know, I would,
Pirates or ninjas.
yeah.
It's going
When
too
is next
fast.
going deep?
Talk to us
I'm
about something
actually in the
deep.
model of in the middle of researching the next cast right now.
He does a lot of research for
A lot
that
of
show.
research. Look, I tried for anyone that does care. I tried to book 2 sets of people that I've really wanted to for a while.
On going deep.
Yeah, and they won't. It's like
Well,
They
I'm
won't go deep.
Kassemg. Come on,
I'm Kassemg.
I make
You must
I
do
make
it.
porn stars
Famous.
famous. No, you can't think that.
Well-
Sucked in that world.
Kassemg, would you ever get a tattoo?
No. I used to
No.
want one. But then I just
can't read
I'm
them
looking
real
at my
fast.
body. I just turned 29 and every year I can see something going on my body.
Something going.
Yeah, yeah.
Where's it
Like,
So where
going?
would you put a tattoo?
well, I mean I'd love to put one like on my abs.
Well,
That's the worst place to put one.
that would be the worst place because
What
that
would you
changes
put?
so much.
I would love to put one on my but you have to have the abs and then every time you show people it's
Yeah,
like you're
it's like-
turning a whole room of people on.
It's like, oh, check out my tattoo.
My tattoo.
And my abs.
Yeah. Isn't
My
that what
abs.
girls do when they're like I'm going to put it right above my butt crack.
Right.
And then I'm going to show everyone. And it's pretty much I'm
The-
going to
the
walk
tramp
around with my
stamp?
pants halfway
Isn't
down.
that what
my-
they call that?
The tramp
Yeah.
stamp. It's
That's
so
not modest. I can't say it.
It's not nice.
it's so stereotypical
but
now.
see, it's now a thing. Like people call that a thing because it.
Do you know Mormons with tattoos?
Some.
Yes.
Yeah.
We have a friend. We have this.
Your body's a temple.
That's right.
Or is it a wonderland? I forget. Which
Listen,
one is it?
John Mayer.
Is that a song?
There's
Oh,
this.
yeah.
We have this thing. It's called CTR. We know this girl who has a CTR. If you're Mormon, it's like choose the right. It's this acronym for choose the right. And there's like this shield. It talks about like, you know, girding yourself with the armor of God. And there's this shield and it says CTR. She got that tattooed on her body, which is like.
Which we do see our bodies as temples, and we should not
Yeah.
defile them. So that's the whole reason why we don't.
No, I don't do tattoos not because of that, just because I would look retarded in 25 years.
Right.
You
That's
know,
what I
there's
worry
that
about. What if
too.
you get something and then you're like, oh crap,
Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't want this.
I mean,
on
I don't want my
somewhere.
boobs to start sagging. You know,
Well,
I get a
Yeah.
tattoo on my
can happen.
boobs.
It's such a permanent thing that I feel like you gotta grow past, like, you know, when you like that one, you know, whatever you have, it's like I feel like you're just gonna grow out of stuff and you're gonna regret it later. You know what I
I
mean?
have seen some that I think, you know, like if you're doing something in memory of somebody or
Yeah.
in honor of somebody. But
Like I would get a Gary, like rest in peace Gary Coleman.
yes,
Right on
I
my
mean
shoulder.
that would be so meaningful for the rest of your life.
What you talking about, Willis?
I get a full size
All
Gary
right.
Coleman tattoo right here, just on the shoulder, a full size.
You could get Shay Carl.
Dude, don't
Well,
get.
you can't. You don't want to make fun of Gary Coleman on
Don't-
your show?
No, I'm just saying. No,
He's
Gary
dead.
Coleman. He might come visit you. That's the dude who's gonna come visit you, and you're gonna have to ask
No.
Gary Coleman
Oh,
the questions.
You
Snap.
just blew my mind.
Dude, you're gonna be like getting up tonight when you go to bed. You're gonna have to get up at like 2:30,
go
3 in the
pee?
morning to go pee, and then you're gonna see like a weird reflection in your mirror, and it's
That's
gonna be
Gary
like
Coleman?
it's gonna be like your towel or something. You're like, that's Gary Coleman.
Yeah.
And you're like, Gary,
Yeah,
is that
yeah.
Gary Coleman? And then
Yeah,
you're gonna be freaked out.
Yeah, yeah.
All, and
You
not
know
be
what?
able to
You know what?
sleep.
I already know what it's gonna be because I have my wig from Halloween like on a chair.
Yep.
But it's exactly the right height to where Gary Coleman would be.
That's hilarious.
And at night, I'm sure I would think that's.
You're gonna.
but he didn't
like
have
Ghost of
hair,
Gary
didn't he?
Coleman.
Didn't he? Wasn't he bald?
Well, it's still a head of a thing.
And you're gonna laugh. You're like, oh, that's Shay said this would
And then
happen,
you're gonna
but then
say
it's
yes.
still gonna freak you out. You're like, oh, it's
I
not-
knew that was gonna happen.
and you have to like touch it, and it's like,
Yeah.
check out.
oh
that's,
man.
All right.
Well,
Charles and Allie on the podcast.
We got it.
Why
We're
do we
gonna.
get anyone
On that.
else
We're
besides
gonna.
me?
We're gonna have Charles and Ellie on here one day.
you don't like being on the podcast.
Okay, well we're
I
past
love it.
time. Do we have any more interesting things to say about aliens?
We have a
or...
lot
Wait,
to
what
say,
hap-
but
what
I think
happens if you go
think
over?
it's time to
Nothing.
go.
It's our podcast.
What
We can
happens
do
if you
whatever.
go over?
How long do you want to go? We can go
I think
forever
it's
if you
something
want.
with the sound and the compressing of
Yeah,
the
we
stuff.
don't want to mess it up.
Oh, does that matter?
I mean, we can
processing
split it
Not
up
to
into
me.
2 parts.
Do you have any other more important things to
We're
talk
on
about?
Blog TV. Like, we should soak this up. This doesn't happen. Blog TV gets used
Should
once
we
a
answer
year.
another question?
So, okay, tell me this then. What happens if you died today? What happens to you?
Me?
Yeah.
I currently believe in my life that I sit in the coffin dead.
You do?
And that's
Yeah.
it?
I think that's it.
That
think that's it.
sucks.
Right?
I know, you guys. I need help.
Kassemg,
I need
need
you guys
come
to
to
teach me.
church. You're coming
No,
to church with
but-
us, okay?
Look, I understand. Okay. I just feel like right now,
Right.
I that's the only thing I can believe in because I'm
Right.
but I'm just, I'm messed up. I'm depressed. I got a
You're
lot-
not messed
I got a lot of stuff going on,
Wow.
Colette has insight to my love life, so she
She
knows
does.
how effed up I am.
Because I know
I
there's
wish you
other,
would touch my chest hair.
there's
No,
other people who believe that
look,
too. But that seems like sad
But if I
to
say
me.
if I'm an atheist, I don't. The thing is, I don't care enough to say I'm an atheist,
Right.
and then I feel like I care more than saying I'm agnostic. I grew up. My mom. I have very good reasons why I'm where I'm at because I grew up kind of Muslim. I did a pilgrimage to Mecca.
Yeah.
Okay, when I was a young kid, and I remember it. And I remember going to Mecca and you just walk all day.
That's a big
It's
deal.
for
though.
religion.
Yeah, that is.
Yeah.
Yeah, but I'm telling you, coming from that and then growing up, like religion, because I was always a colored kid trying to fit in with the white suburban kids, and I always avoided religion because I saw it always caused like controversy.
Yeah.
Just my experience, because I didn't grow up in an area where there was one predominant one. I moved around and there was lots of different things, and I didn't know what was right. And I remember I said one thing to my neighbors one time that I saw something written on the street as a kid. It said, Jesus is God. It was written with chalk on a sidewalk. And I had these 2 white friends, Matthew and Jason. I was living in Florida, and I saw them later that week or something, and I was like, just a kid. I'm like, hey, did you guys know Jesus is God? And they were religious. And I don't know what exactly, if they're Catholic, I don't know
Right.
what it was. I just remember them, like, the looks on their faces and their mother coming over and be like, it's okay, not everyone believes in everything that we believe in. And it was like a very weird moment. And
Yeah.
then from there, I was just like, I'm out.
I'm not
I'm
doing
out
that
of this
anymore.
religion
I'm
thing.
not doing that anymore.
Yeah. And I didn't know what I was. Like, my parents grew up Muslim, but then they stopped practicing. And then my mom started reading Shirley MacLaine books and then just got into Buddhism and weird shit and started lighting incense. Like, I don't know what the right thing is. Like, she was Buddhist
Right.
for a
I
while.
think that you're
Right.
very open-minded.
I'm very
which is-
open-minded, too much
I
so.
think- I think, I don't know.
I
I
need to
think
reel
that's
it
a
back.
good thing.
We're talking about aliens. Like, all I want to do is talk about aliens. Like,
Yeah.
that's not something at 29. I should have a family. Like, I should be working a job. And I'm on a podcast talking about aliens and being an atheist.
I don't know. It's hard to, because it's hard to know. Nobody really knows unless you die.
Right. And we're raised
But
in
I'm
the
not
Mormon
against
church.
religion.
No,
I
right.
want people to know that I very much think religion is a necessity to a certain point. Like, the way you guys use religion, totally on board, right? You have a fantastic set of moral guidelines. You have a fantastic family who's going by the same set of moral guidelines. There's a whole bunch of other Mormons who are going by the same moral guidelines, and it's all good, right? It's all based in real family stuff, or how to deal with problems in a relationship, or what to do when your kid starts effing up in school. Like, there's all that real
Right.
world stuff. And then there's the other side of religion where it's like, you've got Westboro Baptist Church, like
Right.
picketing soldiers' funerals.
Yeah.
And
Right, yeah.
There's parts of it you can use, I think, and become a better person, And when people have, when they find God later in their lives and they have a born-again Christian thing or whatever, I think that's cool. Like, now you were one way, now you're another way, and you think this is better, and it is better for you. But I don't know if I don't know if I can totally submit to religion and just take everything super literally in the
Right.
Bible. And I wouldn't be one of those guys that would cram it down. Like, I hate. That's
Yeah.
why I like you guys so much, because it's like I am the one that brings up the Mormonism more often than you guys, and I want to know more. And Shay, you're always really good about telling me about all the planets and things you guys believe in. But
He texted me at 2 a.m. He's like, Kolob, tell me more about it. So I sent him these links.
Yeah.
I'm like, dude, I'm running a marathon tomorrow. Leave me alone.
Right.
That was the night when I was running the St. George Marathon.
I had no idea. I was probably drinking, and I was like, "Tell me about cola." I wanted to know. I was
So
drinking.
cute.
I was like, wanted to know more about.
Yeah,
religion.
right. Yeah, you always get. Well, that's I think everything you said is so true, and I totally agree with it. Because people in religion mess things up. Like, that's what I always get frustrated about is God takes a bad rap because stupid people in religion use his words incorrectly.
Right.
And so people like hate God and they hate religion because people have messed things up. And people are people. People are stupid. People do dumb things. They're racist, they're bigoted, and they are mean to other people. And that's not what God wants. We believe that we're all brothers and sisters. Everybody that ever came to this earth are all part of the same family from a loving God who loves us more than we could ever imagine. And that's the basis of it. Love. That's the first commandment is love God. The second commandment is to love your fellow man.
That's how you
to love your
God
neighbor, and
that's
that's how you obey the first commandment by loving your fellow man, and that's the
if that's where religion was, if that's where it was left, that's great. Because there's too much of the other stuff. There's too much of the very literal taking of the Bible, and there's a whole gay marriage thing, and there's like a lot of things that is up for debate that really I feel like you shouldn't even waste your time on because it's just it doesn't move you any farther.
Yeah. So here's the question then, Kassemg. This is we gotta wrap it up. We're
My
40
cans
plus
are
minutes.
falling off.
Your big cans. So here's what I always think. Like, we believe that we will live after that. We will go past the coffin, and that we will have this same relationship. That we won't like if we all three of us, if a meteor hit this studio right now and all of us died, that we would be the exact same people. We wouldn't like all of a sudden be like, oh, I'm an angel on a cloud with a harp. We would have the same cravings, the same desires, the same personality as we did 1 second before we died, and that we will have these same relationships.
We just don't have a body.
Yeah, we don't have a body at that point, but that we will still continue on. And that my question is, if that happened, and then this veil of forgetfulness, because we believe that we lived before this earth and that we chose to come to this earth to gain physical bodies and experience, if that veil of forgetfulness was lifted from your mind, and it's like all of a sudden, I guess that's a silly question because like, would you accept it at that point? If I've always said like, if I go up to the, if I die and I go to the pearly gates and they're like, welcome Shay, everybody up here is Baptist, I'd be like, I'm a Baptist then.
Yeah,
you know what I mean? I would accept.
I totally would. It's the needing proof thing.
Right.
That, like I need to. I mean, if somebody was like, okay, here's the answer, Buddhism, that was the winner. Yeah. You're all gonna be Buddhist now. Yeah. I'd be like, all right, well, everyone else is doing it. That's that's fine. But me here right now, like it's tough for me. But what I do like is the thought of never, like you two, because you guys have this wonderful thing, is always knowing that you guys have each other. Right. Because as a single person, it gets very lonely. Yeah. And and especially when you start thinking about death as a lonely person, it's like, who's my soul gonna roam around the afterlife with?
That's a good.
And that means I still have work to do in my mortal body.
That's true. That's very true. Couldn't have been spoken better.
I have more questions.
What?
We're 40.
Time. I know we're 42 minutes.
Okay, we're gonna cut.
I listen to podcasts that are an hour long, hour and 20.
Okay, let's keep going.
I feel like people like to listen to podcasts while they're riding their bikes and doing.
The only thing is if Blake needs to return the equipment at a certain time.
Dude, this is my and your company. It doesn't matter.
You tell him Shay Kassemg said we want the equipment longer.
Well, I want to ask. So, do you feel like there's a purpose in you being here? Like, what's your purpose for being on the earth and alive? Or do you feel like you know that?
No, I personally don't know what my own purpose is. I think I'm still trying to figure it. Being in a
do you feel like there's a human purpose? Like a society in general or humanity?
I don't know.
I'll tell you what.
I will tell you what I see from the outside as a casual observer about humanity is I see that there's a lot of people that most can make okay decisions for themselves, but there's a lot of people who can't, and there's a lot of people that will do bad things. What was your question again?
What's the purpose?
And I feel like humanity is parasitic in ways where we use up a lot of our resources and we don't give back. And I really hope that we do have a purpose, because if not, we're no better than like a virus.
Right.
Who's just taking from this earth.
I really hope so. I think, when I was doing this alien research, there's something really interesting that came up because it kind of gave you a reason to have hope. And it's this guy Bob Dean said the aliens, who are these other civilizations, want humans to reach this extra state of consciousness and enlightenment, and once we do that, we can take our rightful place in the galaxy and and all this. But we're still considered very primitive things, and I totally agree. And some of them feel like we're going to have to go through some pretty rough times before there's some light at the end of the tunnel, which I wanted to ask you guys if there's anything in the Mormon teachings about, like, what if I'm really big in, like, survival mode right now, and because I watch The Walking Dead and I watch hurricane coverage and things like this, so I'm always worried about what if this goes down right now. I have, like, an emergency bag I have now, and, like, radios and water tablets. But what happens when it all goes? Do we have to go? Do you guys think, in order for humanity to be as great as we want to be, do we have to go through like a start over?
No, like that will happen, but that's not the purpose.
What?
Well, like,
you mean
okay,
humanity end, like the world ending?
No, the world will end, but I don't think that we're gonna have to go. I don't think that's. And maybe it is. Maybe that's part of our progression, that we're gonna have to go through a cleansing process almost. I mean, that's happened when if you read the Bible, when Noah, the earth was completely flooded, and only like a handful of people existed after that, because at the time, according to the Bible, that everybody was so wicked that it's like it had to kind of like be started over again. But we believe now that Christ will come again, and that when he does, there will be a cleansing process. When he comes down and he sets his foot on the Mount of Olives,
I'm scared of the cleansing process.
But you'll be okay, though. You'll be okay. We believe that.
I have like an off-road vehicle that I know I could get far in. I have like when this cleansing happens, I feel like it's Mad Max.
But it's not like what you think. When Christ comes again, it's going to be instantaneous, where the wicked will be burned from off the earth, and it'll just and it's not going to be like melting. It'll just be like no unclean thing can be in God's presence, and it'll be cleaned off. And anybody who's honest,
but the cleaning off, this part,
it's going
to do so
like
nonchalantly.
Be a process.
The cleaning off, you're talking about billions of people dying. How do we clean?
Right,
you know what I mean?
Right. Well,
there's no such. I mean, that's going to be a rough. That's going to be a rough end of days thing. And then at the end of it, when there's like a small group, it's just like in The Walking Dead. We should assign this as homework. Walking Dead epidemic, 95%. 95% of the population is dead. Now you follow a small group of survivors.
Right.
Okay, and it's how they deal and and all this. And I feel like it's very much the same thing if we were to have some sort of epidemic and 95% of the earth. And I do personally feel that's the earth like shedding its like, when dogs do that. I think that's what happens with the earth. The earth's like, I'm gonna get the shit off. And then all these, and there's floods. And when it does that, there's floods and fires.
That's in 2 Corinthians.
It's terrible. But after, then you're dry and you get to start over. And
well, see, we do. I mean, our church teaches that you should have a 72-hour kit. They teach that you should have a 2-week food supply. You should have emergency preparedness,
food storage.
You should have they teach that you should have a year food storage. So
to be prepared.
That's smart. I believe in that.
And to not only be prepared physically, but spiritually. Like,
I'm not ready
I feel like fear it's not something that. I mean, that debilitates. Fear is debilitating.
I disagree. I feel like fear can, but it can also drive you and give you
to prepare yourself.
It can also drive you to the other side of making it and becoming a survivor.
It can, but I feel like if you're prepared, then you don't have to fear.
Yeah.
I mean,
fear is a human thing that will always happen. So if something went down and you're emotionally prepared, good, but you'll still be scared as hell.
Yeah.
When the earth does this.
Right, but I don't fear for like. I'm gonna die and it's all gonna be over, like
because we believe that even if we die, it's okay. Even if somebody take away our physical bodies,
I might fear
on.
like my body getting hurt, or but I don't
That's
fear
a great way
that
to live.
I will lose my children forever, or
No,
to me,
I'm
that's
afraid.
not a real.
I'm afraid I'm gonna lose my iPad. Like there's like things like I feel I'm very materialistic, and I since I don't necessarily believe that I carry on. That everything I have is now, and I have to do everything I can to make sure I stay on this rock that we call Earth as long as possible.
See, and that's funny because I feel almost, I don't want to say I don't feel the other way, but like I'm almost excited for death, where it's like, this sounds so horrible.
People are getting so bored, by the way. Oh my God. I'm so sorry, you guys. We started talking seriously, and it's not funny anymore.
Anyways, all right.
There's still all these people here.
No, they love it.
They're still here.
Look, there's some core groups.
48 minutes.
I don't care how long it is. I have all day. This is my company.
I think it's important to think about this stuff. I think it's exciting to think about this stuff because I all of a sudden get like, I'm bored of this earth in a sense. This comes
Oh
out.
no! Here we go.
Where
Shay
it's-
says he's bored of this earth.
No, we're
Let's hashtag it to get it trending.
I'm ready to see what's gonna happen next. You know what I mean? Like I know about. I've lived 32 years. I've seen like I've been to some movies. I've been to some good restaurants. Like that's great. That's fun. I enjoy that. But like I'm gonna die one day, and we're all gonna die.
I'm
and
not
you
ready
can't
for you
stop
to
that.
die. Would you slow down?
But like we're gonna die together, baby.
Well, not
in each
yet.
other's
You're like
arms.
excited to die.
I am. I'm excited
He's
to go
just
to that
excited
next
to
step.
see
I'm
what's,
excited to
you know,
see. I want to know
what's
the
next.
answers. I want to know what's next, and it doesn't scare me. Like if the only reason I would be afraid to die.
Somebody said unsub. Hashtag unsub.
Unsub. The only reason I'm afraid to die is because I would hate to leave Colette and the children.
But
like,
you don't.
without
But
me.
you
Just the
don't
agony
believe that
of-
though.
No, well, just
but-
like they'd have to put up with that sadness during
But
this
he would
earth
be,
life.
I mean, like
Oh,
my mom died when I was
that's
younger,
so
not
interesting.
having her for that
Okay.
stretch of time.
All right, shut up. Now, how many Mormon, like old Mormon couples where, you know, typically when the people have been married 40, 50, 60 years and they're like 80 together and then one of them dies and then the other one usually follows pretty soon.
Yeah.
Is that higher in Mormon elderly couples or is it not?
I don't know what the
Think about it.
statistics are.
That's
yeah,
interesting.
Where like
Yeah.
they follow them, you know, past the veil.
Here's something
That does
interesting.
happen though, very often though.
My grandpa died when he was in his later 70s, and he always said that he didn't want to live longer than 80 years old. My grandma said that she wanted to live to almost 100, and she died when she was 97.
Well, what? She just wanted
And
to like
that's the
party
same-
without your grandpa for all
I
that
don't.
time?
She's
My
wanted to be
grandma's
100.
so interesting.
Okay.
Like she's
All right.
a sharp woman, and she's always like she just soaks in every bit of knowledge. I just feel like she wanted to
So you're
like
saying that-
stay here
yeah.
and like help her kids, and she did.
She was a strong woman. I
was a
feel
very
like the
strong
ones
woman.
that go right after each other aren't as strong.
I think maybe they just
There's an emotional attachment that's very
Right.
strong, but there's like self. Like
It's
you
like-
don't value yourself as much as you need to take care of yourself, eat, shower, and that's what happens when your spouse dies. You've been with your whole life.
Interesting, yeah.
You all of a sudden don't know how to take care of yourself, and even worse, you don't want to take care of yourself.
right.
Because you want to go and be with them again. That's
Yeah, and I
like where
don't
the
know
red
the-
fern grows. The two dogs. Remember, one dog died and the other one dog died of sadness.
I don't
So,
know the statistics on it, but I think that that's a thing. I think that
Let's wrap this up real quick.
One of the most boring episodes.
No, it's not. It's
No,
I
it's
came
interesting.
and I did the
not,
most boring
y'all.
episode.
No, dude, this is the best episode.
Oh my god!
very
it's
best
the
episode.
longest
Let
and
us
it's the
know.
most boring.
Let
Should we
us
get Terry
know.
Crews back?
Quit those biceps.
What if we had Terry Crews and Kassemg?
There we go.
I'd just be the whole time
Just sitting on his
staring
biceps
at him.
all the
This
time.
guy's so big.
Touching his chest hair?
He doesn't. He shaves it, dude. He has to look good.
Does he? How
Would
do
you,
you know?
would you touch his chest hair as opposed to
I
mine?
He
not touch
shaves it. He's
anybody
got to
but
shave it.
Shay.
Haven't
Black guy
you
ones
seen?
Shay's my
they're
chest
more-
hair touch.
They're more curly.
E.
It's like thicker. You got some
Anyways.
pretty coarse hair there.
Dope,
dude.
it's for your wife.
I think that the purpose of this earthly life is to gain a physical body. I believe that we were spirits just like we are now, and we had the same personality and the same, quirkiness about us before we came to this earth. We came to this earth to gain a physical body and
Which
to
we've done.
learn to overcome things like, like a grandma and grandpa who's just so patient. And
Yeah.
who's just like can deal with a bunch of crap and is still optimistic and happy. I feel like that's a major part of our purpose, is to be able to overcome the things of the world, to be able to say no to things, to have moderation in things, and to be able to be patient and loving through tough times. And I feel like that is kind of the goal of this life, is to be able to have faith in something in the future and to be able to overcome those little struggles that we all deal with every day when you wake up and you're like, oh, I'm in a crappy mood. Like, the happiness is a choice thing. I hate to always come back to that, but like to be able to like learn to be able to do that and to exist in a higher state and a happier place and be able to do that on a consistent basis.
I think a big part of it too is to love people, because
Yeah.
if you notice in your life when you start to, because I love everybody, but when you start to help other people, that like uplifts you, makes you feel like a better person.
It's one of those cycles. You do good, and then people are like, oh, that guy does good, and then you feel good for doing good, and then other people know you for doing good, and
But
like,
you
hey, that's a
can't-
good person. He's got positive vibes.
But
and
you
then it's
can't
like,
not
do
even
it
about-
for other people. Like you
Yeah.
have to do good in secret. Like you can't do good so that other people see you do good.
No, I
You
know.
what mean?
That's the part I have a problem with, is
Right.
doing good in secret.
right. You have to.
Because I like to, like I'll go out and I'll give a homeless guy a sandwich, and then I'll tweet and Facebook, and I'll take a picture of him on my Instagram. So people
Look
know
how
to give
happy
back.
he is now.
Yeah.
Please follow.
All right, we should probably wrap it up.
Let's wrap it up. All right. Well,
Sorry, this was a terrible episode.
Maybe-
It
No.
was awesome.
Look, we
Leave-
talked aliens,
we
we
talked
talked
about
religion,
everything.
we talked the
chest hair.
rapture.
A lot of chest hair.
You touched my chest hair.
You
Join
asked
us next
for
time.
it. You
Thanks
feel
for
so
coming.
violated.
Leave your comments below about what you thought about everything we talked about. Maybe we'll have a
There's
follow-up
gonna be a lot of
episode.
comments. We love you guys.
See you guys next time.
We'll have Kassemg on another time.
Woo!